Hey, so excited to share this with you today. I am talking about how you can package your coaching services. This is a loaded topic, not a loaded topic, but a lot of people are jumping really quickly into the thought that they need to do a group program or an online course because, well, what I usually hear is because, it leverages their time or, they want to build an automated business. And what I'm here to tell you today is those are things that can work. But if you are earlier on or starting out with your business, I actually recommend one-on-one work. Now, how would that look? There are two things I recommend for one-on-one work that I want to tell you about today. The first one is intensives. So intensives are a short bit of time, usually one day, where you work with somebody to shift them and get them to a result. So what's great about intensives is they would be one-to-one, and you would do them so that they're basically completed after that one day with that person. And if you're selling these, they can be a great way to add cash quickly to your business because what they do is, if it's usually one day of working with somebody, then it doesn't really make sense to give them a payment plan. So people are paying in full. And that is what an intensive is great for. It's great for cash injection, and it's great for the client if there's somebody that wants quick results fast and to just dive super deep into the work in one day. So how do you do an intensive? An intensive can be virtual or in person. I do them virtually, and there are ways that you can add value if you're not quite sure about making a big difference in somebody's life in one day. So how you can do that for an intensive is you can add additional calls with you. What I'm doing right now is I have an intensive where they meet with me for 3 hours, and then we have an hour follow-up call after the fact, a few weeks later. And the other way you can add value to an intensive is give them access to you before or after. So in my case, I'm actually doing what I just said, a 3-hour call plus a 1-hour call later. And then I'm also giving the people that step into my intensive access to me for 1 month. So they get access to me for 1 month via an app called Voxer, which is for voice messaging and also for texting if you want to just type out, and you can send files and things through it as well. So Voxer is what I'm using for my clients to have access with me. And here's why I add it to an intensive. I truly believe that people need a little more ongoing support than one day. And here's why I would recommend an intensive to somebody instead of one-on-one coaching. I would recommend to them an intensive if they have another coach already for, a different specialty or something like that, or they're already in a group program and they just want support with one acute area in their business. So for example, I have somebody in an intensive right now and she's working on launching a course, and she wants help with everything to do with the course sales page, the course marketing, etc. And so it's a small, not small, but an acute thing that we can definitely move mountains with during 1 month. So that's when I would recommend an intensive over a longer ongoing coaching. The second way that you can make money in your coaching business with your packages is through an elite one-on-one coaching package. I say elite because I want you to really step into charging your worth here and not be charging under your value. So with a one-on-one coaching, it's 2 to 3 calls a month and it includes access to you. That's how I would structure it at a bare minimum. And some people think they need to do calls every week, and that can actually create codependency between the client and you. So I recommend 2 to 3 calls a month. It's super nice. The person gets time to implement, and that is helpful. And, and they have the access to you in between for further support and guidance. Now, I can already hear what you might be thinking. Holly, I want to do a course so I don't have to that's passive, or I want to do a group program to leverage my time. And I hear you. But what I invite you to see is that when you do this one-on-one work with people, you do not need to have the stress of putting a bunch of content together in writing, which you'd have to do for an online course. And you don't have the stress of needing to fill a group program, especially if you don't have a big audience yet. If you have a group, then you want to have more than one person in it, right? But if you have a very small audience, or you're new, or you don't know how to market very well, it can be challenging and stressful to fill a group by a certain date with a certain number of people. So that being said, I highly recommend, if you are a coach, that you focus on selling one-on-one coaching and intensives. And for the one-on-one coaching, if you're not already selling, pardon me, packages that are 6 months or more, then I highly recommend that you work your way up to that, because real transformation takes time, and also you can build more stability in your income that way when you know some people are locked in for 6 months. I hope this helped. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me, reply to my emails, any of that, and I will respond and support you in this in determining the packages that you have to offer this world. Bye.